How many of you have a fair idea कि मुझे आगे जाके MBA करना है? Just type in MBA, MBA, MBA. Fair idea, मतलब even 70% true, that's perfectly fine. Just think about 70%. Yeah, just type in MBA, MBA, MBA. Okay. Sir, they're all coming from CATKing channel. I think these guys who want to do MBA, that's the reason.
I think Rahul, I would say 20 years back, the national pastime was giving the civil service. We used to joke when we were in college, and I think nowadays 90% of people want to get into MBA. I think that's the natural progression that people are thinking about. Right. I think if you want to do an MBA, that's it. That should be the way forward. But if you're not sure, like, okay, after MBA, what? I think one thing which can really help you is after your graduation, work for a couple of years. You will understand how the industry is going to pan out, what kind of challenges are thrown to you, and suddenly you feel that, hey, I don't like this. I have seen people who are very staunch believers that I wanted to do mechanical and civil, but once they do their civil or mechanical and work for about 2 years, they feel that's not their cup of tea. But there are other bunch of people who really feel that, yes, mechanical is my is the real thing where I want to be, and post their work experience after the MBA, they get back into the same stream. So these are all thinking curves or learning curves. These are all decision points which can be made, and they're absolutely either interrelated or it can be broken off.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Sir, if they want to go to an MBA, you're managing the MBA school as well. You see engineers, BCom, BMS. I mean, I primarily see the higher grad thing. Like they finish their IIT Bombay. I mean, I stay in Bombay, so they come to me and listen to me. But you get people from all over the streams. You are running a program of law, and you being the assistant dean as well. So you've got more experience with these young kids. What's your take on कि अगर MBA करना ही करना है, which graduation stream is going to be good for them?
See, if everybody feels, and I saw a lot of people writing that MBA, that's the way they should go. I think what they should do is look at the area where they want to work. Again, I'll repeat myself, where they want to work post their MBA. So for example, if someone is very strong in finance and very clear that I want to do a BCom honors, make sure that the kind of subjects which you take in BCom is kind of today's subject. So for example, if I go through the BML Munjal, BCom or the BBA program, I was trying to map how should we start a digital transformation program. And when I went through the courses, I found that 60% of the digital transformation courses was already being taught. So it's something like a digital marketing, or it's a blockchain, or all the areas of fintech. It was being taught in a BCom. Go for a BCom program which has something like that, because then if you do an MBA finance, you are getting into an area which is like Neo, where that's what the industry is looking for. I would like to give an example of Steve Jobs here, who said to his engineers that don't develop a technology and give it to the customer. Understand what the customer wants and then develop the technology. Same way, I'll tell you, understand where you want and then develop your learning curve or your area of interest. So if your interest is BCom, go for that in your graduation, then go for an MBA finance. If your interest is marketing, the plus point is, even if you do a BCom, then you do a BBA, you can get into MBA marketing. Because even if you do an engineering, you can get into marketing. So that's a kind of a lucid area which you have. Students who would like to have a slight interest in law, I would say, today, earlier law was just being a lawyer. Today you can divide it into 4 parts. You are a law grad, you can get into corporate law. You are a law grad, you can become a lawyer. You are a law grad, you get to a partnership firm. You are a law grad, you can get into consulting. And once after you do your law and you get to do an MBA, you are kind of having the best of both worlds. You go to a consulting company and say that I've learned marketing, I know how to sell, I know how to pitch, and you have a law vertical, I can fit in there because my graduation is law. So that's how you kind of upgrade your resume and your area of strength.
Great. This is so amazing. So, by in short, sir, you said it rightly. So, whatever you want to choose, choose your passion. And if I have to give you some stats about IIMs, people who want to go to an MBA, there'll be approximately 65%. I'm just talking about IIM Ahmedabad. So, 65% people are going to be doing an MBA because they're coming from engineering background. उनका एक reason होता है, by the way. They're done with their engineering and they don't want to get into a engineering program, and that's the reason they want to get out that. ठीक है. और BCom BMS वाले भी करते हैं. Around 35% in IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta is around 35%. Bangalore, Calcutta में थोड़ा कम है, but Indore, Lucknow, Kozhikode and all the top IIMs, Blackie IIMs, somebody was talking about Blackie IIMs, Bangalore, Lucknow, Ahmedabad, approximately 30% range तो आपका चलता ही चलता है. As low as IIM Bangalore has got around 80% के आसपास engineers, but बाकी जगह पे SPJain Bombay, my college is around 35% engineers, which doesn't matter that, sir, so should I do MBA, should I do engineering to get into MBA? A lot of people think if you're an engineer, you want to get into an MBA, it's going to be difficult for you. I tell them, okay, all right, but it's 65% people are, going into B schools or engineers, so it's better for you, isn't it?
Rahul, I have worked in a, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've worked in a B school where there were 90% engineers.
Wow.
Of that 90% had worked in either Infosys, Capgemini, Cognizant, TCS, or Accenture.
Right.
So yeah, so you'll find a big bunch people who are done the engineering, don't want to get back there. I totally agree with you on that matter.
Great. तो भाई, so जो मर्जी बात करो, end of the day, if you want to do an MBA in India, since this is a question and this is our expertise, I'm taking this up. Whatever you choose, that's perfectly fine. And engineer compete with engineers, non-engineers compete with non-engineers. There's one more thing called as IPMAT. I'll talk about IPMAT. Anybody giving IPMAT exam? Just type in IPMAT. अभी जो जुलाई में होने वाला है. Anybody giving IPMAT exam? Kundan is talking about I am both के IPM. Is it worth? Or it definitely convert है क्या Kundan तुम्हारा? Anybody giving IPM? No. Just type in yes or no. Just type in yes, no on the chat as well. यार वो बहुत amazing exam है. मतलब if you ask me if it will be my own son, I would say just go and give this exam called IPMAT सीधा दो और मतलब I am Indore. मतलब 2 साल plus 3 साल combination. Okay, रौनक is giving great. सीधा दो और ख़त्म करो यार एक बार. बाद में देखो यार सीधी बात है, अगर तुम्हारा फाइनल गोल MBA करने का है ना यार, दो रीजन हैं. पहली बात तो IPMAT दे के फटाफट एक ही बार में निकल जाओ. दूसरा ऑप्शन इज crack an NIT or an IIT, then after that 4 years you spend there and then give CAT again, and then you step number 1, step number 2, and then you reach an IIM. A lot of people go to IIM Indore and then they give a gap year, and then they from IIM Indore only they start preparing for IIM Ahmedabad. They do that as well. That's a shortcut, by the way. थोड़ा difficult अभी, I think dates are still on. Next month examination है. My recommendation is if the option is there, you guys can keep it option as well. Sir, you got a BMU का अलग से exam called as BMU SAT.
Yeah. We have a BMU SAT for and a BMU CLAT, and also for the engineering we have a BMU entrance exam. Mm-hmm. So the students are taken in purely based on their entrance scores. There's no interviews also based on that. In order to ensure that we get some idea about the students' quality, we also have a short video test on that.
Oh,
so
nice.
they pitch in and so they talk. That's why we took out the interview part and they put the video part there.
Great.
And yes, there is a minimum criteria for their 12th score. It has to be at least 60%.
Okay, that's amazing. That's so amazing. So that's a quick tip. Thanks for sharing that, sir.